What's up, everybody? Matt Kajeski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. So what I want to do today is give you my top 3 betting tips, statistics to look at if you're betting college football and you want to get a little bit better for this year or anytime in the future. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. And of course, we have a plethora of sportsbook offers for you guys. The links are in the video description below. Make sure you're taking advantage of those offers, whether they're sign-up bonuses, one-time offers, free bets, whatever they may be. One of the biggest edges you can create for yourself is just taking advantage of the free money that books are giving you, the promo money. That's really important. We'll be constantly updating this video with the current promo, so make sure you click the link in the video description below. Get all the bonus money you can. It helps a ton in the long run. All right, so for college football betting, we're going to give you 3 stats to look at that are important. You know, if you're not building some sort of sophisticated model that flat out gives you the answers more or less, these are things you can look at to be a more educated sports bettor. And they go a little bit deeper than, okay, this team passes for this many yards per game and stuff like that. The first one I want to talk about is yards per play. This is a metric that's widely available across the industry. You can find this most places that have box scores. But what yards per play does is it contextualizes a lot of the information in a game, tells you how efficient an offense was versus an opposing defense. And there's a lot of ways you can look at this. Yards per play overall, this is a metric that's going to tell you a lot about the offense. Say you had a team that lost 24-10. You go in the yards per play and you see they actually outgained their opponent, but really what happened was a lot of successful drives. They go down the field. Maybe they have some penalties. Maybe they have some fourth downs where they don't convert. Maybe they have some turnovers. Overall, this is an offense that could have been succeeding. And in the box score and in the overall score, it wasn't quite reflected. Yards per play will show that. One other thing it does, look at yards per play down to the pass, down to the run. So now you have yards per pass, yards per rush attempt. What these will do is tell you how an offense or a defense for that matter performed on a per play basis. So, when you have teams like Air Force in the schedule, you might see, all right, well, my defense allowed 300 rushing yards. Maybe they're not very good. You go back and you check and they're like, all right, we're playing a triple option offense in Air Force. They really ran the ball 50 times. On a yards per play basis, it was actually 3.0 yards per carry. That's pretty good. Anything on a per play basis is going to give you a lot of context, and that's really important, especially from a betting perspective. So that's one way to cut through a lot of the noise in your data, especially when you're looking at raw statistics. Break it down to a per play basis. Another one we're going to look at is turnover margin. So what is turnover margin? It is basically turnovers generated versus turnovers committed. Were you plus or were you minus? This is a volatile statistic, but it has a massive impact on the outcomes of games. Turnovers are important. It essentially takes points from the other team and it gives you a chance to score additional points yourself when you break it down mathematically. Turnovers are largely a statistic that is variable. So when you see teams that are, for whatever reason, really high in turnover margin, really far in the plus category, this is often a statistic that regresses and something you can look to in the future, or maybe that team might be a sell high. Conversely, if they're a team that has a low turnover margin, maybe this is something that'll positively regress in the future. Now, there is some nuance with this. Bad defenses generally have low turnover margins. Good defenses generally have high turnover margins. There's teams like Iowa that constantly break the mold here. But for the most part, this is a statistic that does regress and is very volatile year over year, game over game, and you can find a lot of regression baked into this. Last one I want to talk about, an all-encompassing statistic. I think if you're just looking for something quickly to make you a better sports bettor, post-game win expectancy is something you should be looking at. This is a Bill Connolly statistic. It can be found over at ESPN where Connolly works. What it does is it basically encapsulates all the statistics in the game and breaks it down into a post-game win expectancy. That is the percent of a time a team actually would have won the game based on what happened on the field. And you do see some crazy outcomes, and a lot of those are explained in the statistics we talked about above. Did your team have turnovers in the red zone? Did you miss on fourth down conversions? Were there special teams errors? And all that actually shows up in the post-game win expectancy and gives you an accurate depiction of, if that game was played out thousands of times, who actually would have won it most often. That's an all-encompassing statistic, one I would highly recommend using in your process if you're not building things like a model on the back end. But that'll do it for us today with the Odd Shopper channel. My name is Matt Kajeski. You can find me on Twitter at Matt_Kajeski. Thank you for watching this. There will be a bunch of videos in this series, so make sure to check them out. And as usual, click the link, video description below, get those sportsbook offers. Until next time, we'll see you guys, and good luck.